Introduction. In the 20th century, a major transformation took place in the way scientists model and understand complex systems. The rise of computational models. With the advent of computers, it became possible to simulate natural phenomena in ways that were previously unimaginable. These computational models have since become an integral part of modern scientific research, providing new insights into everything from climate change to molecular interactions. This article delves into the development and significance of computational models, examining their role in scientific discovery and their growing influence across various disciplines. The beginnings of computational models. The roots of computational modeling can be traced back to the early days of computers in the mid-20th century. The first computers, while large and cumbersome by today's standards, had the ability to perform complex calculations far faster and more accurately than any human could. Scientists quickly recognized that these machines could be used not only for performing calculations but also for modeling natural systems. One of the earliest examples of a computational model was in meteorology. In the 1950s, pioneers like John von Neumann and J. B. Phillips began developing numerical weather prediction models. These early models used mathematical equations to simulate the behavior of the atmosphere and predict weather patterns. They were rudimentary by modern standards, but marked the beginning of a new era in which computers could simulate complex phenomena. Simultaneously, in the field of physics, scientists began using computers to solve complex mathematical problems that were impossible to tackle analytically. For example, in nuclear physics, computational models were used to simulate atomic reactions and predict the outcomes of experiments. These models allowed scientists to test theories and run simulations that would have been impractical or impossible in real-world settings. The development of more advanced models. As computing power grew through the 1960s and 1970s, computational models became increasingly sophisticated. The availability of more powerful computers allowed for more complex simulations with more variables. During this period, computational models started to move beyond basic systems and began to represent more intricate and dynamic processes. One key development was the introduction of Monte Carlo simulations, which use random sampling to model complex systems and predict outcomes. Named after the famous Monte Carlo casino, these simulations allow scientists to model systems with many interacting parts, like molecules in a liquid or particles in a gas, by simulating random events within a large number of trials. Monte Carlo methods became widely used in fields like statistical mechanics, finance, and biology. Another important advancement was in fluid dynamics and climate modeling. In the 1960s and 1970s, scientists began developing more accurate models for predicting weather and climate patterns. These models used the equations governing the movement of air and water and inputted data from weather stations around the world to generate forecasts. The introduction of these models marked the beginning of modern climate science, laying the groundwork for future studies on climate change and global warming. Computational models in biology and medicine. As computing power continued to increase in the 1980s and 1990s, computational models expanded into other scientific fields, including biology and medicine. The ability to simulate biological systems, ranging from cellular processes to the behavior of entire ecosystems, opened up new avenues for research and discovery. In molecular biology, for example, the development of computational models helped scientists better understand the structure and function of biological macromolecules, like proteins and DNA. The advent of molecular dynamic simulations allowed scientists to simulate how molecules behave in different environments, providing insights into chemical reactions, enzyme activity, and drug interactions. One of the most significant milestones in computational biology came with the Human Genome Project in the 1990s. This massive international effort to map the entire human genome relied heavily on computational models to process and analyze the vast amounts of genetic data generated by DNA sequencing. By using computational tools, researchers were able to identify genes, study genetic variations, and explore the role of genetics in diseases, all of which would have been far more time-consuming and difficult without the aid of computer simulations. In medicine, computational models have become a cornerstone of drug discovery. Pharmacokinetic models, for example, simulate how drugs move through the body, providing critical information about dosage, effectiveness, and potential side effects. Additionally, machine learning algorithms are increasingly being used to predict which drug compounds might be effective in treating diseases, dramatically accelerating the drug development process. The impact of high-performance computing and AI. One of the most significant factors in the rise of computational models has been the improvement of high-performance computing, HPC. Supercomputers, with their vast processing power, have enabled scientists to tackle incredibly complex problems that require vast amounts of data and calculation. In climate science, for instance, the complexity of global climate models, accounting for temperature, ocean currents, carbon dioxide levels, and countless other factors, requires supercomputers capable of running simulations with billions of data points. These models are crucial for predicting future climate scenarios and informing policy decisions related to climate change. Similarly, in physics, HPC allows scientists to simulate the behavior of subatomic particles in ways that were previously impossible. In particle accelerators, like the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, large-scale simulations help researchers predict particle interactions and understand the fundamental forces of nature. Additionally, the rise of artificial intelligence, AI, has further transformed computational modeling. Machine learning algorithms are now being applied to a wide range of scientific fields, enabling faster and more accurate predictions. In areas like drug discovery, AI can rapidly analyze vast databases of chemical compounds and predict which might be most effective at treating diseases, vastly speeding up the research process. AI is also being integrated into data-driven simulations, where large datasets, often collected in real time from sensors, satellites, and experiments, are fed into models that can update and refine predictions automatically. This has applications in everything from environmental monitoring to financial forecasting. The future of computational models in science. As we look to the future, the role of computational models in science is only expected to grow. Quantum computing, a new frontier in computing technology, promises to revolutionize modeling even further. Quantum computers, which use quantum bits, qubits, instead of traditional bits, have the potential to perform certain calculations exponentially faster than classical computers. This could make previously impossible simulations, such as modeling molecular reactions in real time or simulating the behavior of materials at the quantum level, a reality.